Today on the channel from Super 7, we got the Ultimate Edition Power Rangers Series 1, Goldar.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimate Edition Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Series 1 unboxing. And today, we got one of my all-time favorites. We got the biggest, the baddest. We've got Goldar. But for all your Goldar needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $39, it does ship free. And like I said, Goldar, one of my favorites. Always thought of him as the toughest, everyday Rita henchman. Of course, Rita would have a different monster in every episode. But as far as the main crew, Goldar was a pretty cool dude. And of course, the early episodes of the Power Rangers, he was fighting the Rangers. He was growing. And Goldar looking scary, looking very much like Nightmare Fuel back in the day. Like a lion, I don't know if you're a lion, kind of like a monkey lion type thing. Something out of the Wizard of Oz almost, on steroids is what he looked like to me. But always a cool looking figure. Absolutely happy to have him in Series 1. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's kick it off with the old shipper, mailer, whatever we want to call this right here. Power Rangers logo looking really good. Always keep these. I love that they protect the Ultimate Edition figures. See you later, off to the side. And then we get Goldar. We got the big box for Goldar. Not quite as big as the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord, but still a very, very big box here. Very cool there. You got Goldar looking awesome in the front. Very Power Ranger-like packaging because it is Power Rangers. There you go. The classic Mighty Morphin Power Ranger logo looking really good there. And then, of course, you get the old slip case. You just pull this bad boy off. Very nice. And we do see some Super 7 Ultimates. The slip cases are hard to put on or hard to take off sometimes. These are probably the best slip cases as far as removability and putting back on that I have seen from the Super 7 Ultimates wave. So a little shout out to that one there. But now we get Goldar in the package, looking big, looking bad, looking nationwide like a young ZZ Top really at this point. Love all the extra accessories here. Some deep cut accessories too, which we love. Power Ranger logo, Goldar, Power Ranger style packaging looking really good. And on the back, we got his senior portrait. Yes, his senior portrait from his time in school. Of course, Goldar. Voted most likely to succeed and joined Rita Repulsa, I think is what he was voted as his senior year in high school. So there it is. I was, strangely enough, when I graduated high school, they said, Kyle, you're most likely to start a YouTube channel. Which is funny because I graduated long before YouTube was a thing. So it's crazy, the predictions of the future there a little bit. But looking on the back here, let's see what it says about Goldar. Goldar is a general in Rita Repulsa's Endless Putty Patrol army and most powerful of the evil space aliens. There you go. He led the attack on Earth after Rita Repulsa's 10,000-year imprisonment. It's a long time to be in prison, as we know. Where he proved his might against the Power Rangers. Goldar shows no mercy when it comes to battling the Rangers, even proving too much for the Dino Megazord at times. Goldar sports battle armor, giant wings, and wields a giant sword, capable of bringing any opponent to their knees. He is a faithful servant to both Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed. So, a badder dude I wouldn't want in my corner. Goldar playing all the hits for me. I'm going to take him offline here. Of course, I guess we'll do the plastic prison first. Why wouldn't we? We'll do the plastic prison. I'll have to cut this out. As usual, it's very interesting with these new Super 7 figures. You got to cut the top as the top is being taped. I don't know if that's new just for this or if that's something we're going to have going forward. I guess we'll find out in future Super 7 waves. Of course, we're going to unbox a lot more Super 7 figures on the channel sooner rather than later. Heck, we got the whole turtle line to still unbox here on the channel. Hopefully one day I'll get around to it. Oh, we got the double plastic prisons here for Goldar. Looking good, old Goldar, looking nice there. All kinds of accessories. Got the big sword as well, looking nice there. And then you do get his wings and all the extra hands in this plastic prison. Now I'm going to take it offline, get these out, and we'll be back talking all things Goldar. All right, we got Goldar out of the package, and let's do it like we always do. Let's start with the accessories first. Let's see what's doing for old Goldar. It looks like he's got, yes, he does. He's got 2 fists of fury. He's got to throw down with the Rangers. When your weapons don't work anymore, it's time to go mano a mano, and Goldar is going to come out on top on that. So he's got 2 fists of fury. Of course, you got the 2 open hands looking really good here on Goldar. I love these with the claws in there. looking really good. Then you got gripping hands, 2 different sets of gripping hands, both hinges, the side to side and up and down, horizontal, vertical. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always do say. But these hands look really, really good with the gold plated armor there, and then of course the red underneath, the nice claws to them. Beautiful hands here for Goldar. I'm a little biased. Like I said, Goldar was my favorite. We do get Goldar's sword, of course, looking really, really good. Gold, silver, black, and red, all the different colors there. Almost looks like a little heart jewel in the middle. Really, really good blade, though. Going to have him holding this. There's no way around that. So we do get Goldar's blade. We do get a few extra accessories here. An interesting one, of course, I do remember this episode is where Goldar was there and said, I need your Power Ranger coins. I need the power of the Power Rangers. And if you give me those coins, we will free your parents, as they kidnapped all the parents and stuff. So all the Rangers, all dramatically put their thing in here and here to go. And then they turn from a Ranger back to their human form. And then Goldar gets the last laugh. He closes the box and says, ha ha, Rangers, I'm not giving you guys your parents back. I'm taking your coins and I'm taking your parents. And the rest of the episode went from there. But Goldar, ultimate heel at the end of the day. No remorse in old Goldar in any kind of way. So very cool. A bit of a deep cut here, of course, episode specific, but that is Super 7, and a lot of hardcore fans really appreciate things like this, especially fans of, that get the Lightning Collection figures. You could use this with the Lightning Collection. You could use this wherever you wanted to, but a nice ornate box, got all the Power Ranger coins sculpted inside here. Just a very, very cool one, and I love that it actually shuts as well. So you can open it and shut it. You can reenact that pivotal scene if you want to, and maybe one day down the line, Super 7 will give us all the Rangers in their street gear. We'll see. Maybe that day will be coming one of these days. Who knows? We do get that box there. Then we get these little Putty Patroller discs going on here. Of course, you got 5 of these, and this is, of course, from Goldar. I could not remember. I was like, this has something to do with Putty Patrol. I was racking my brain, and I said, you know what? I'm going to call the old bat phone. I'm going to call that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings, the Power Ranger expert. I said, refresh my memory. I can't remember what these are. I swear they had something to do with the putties, and I was right. It was when Goldar was training his Putty Rangers. These were the coins, whatever you want to call these things, for them. So we do get those here. Once again, another bit of a deep cut there. It's hard to go through that Rolodex. It's been 30 years probably since I've seen that episode. But definitely looking good here. Very rock-like, stone-like. Got the nice blue kind of jewel in the middle. Then a star. Or is it a pentagram? Looks a little bit satanic. It does. It does a little bit to me. But we do have that right there. So looking good. And then we finish up old Goldar. We got his wings. And if we remember back to, I think it was the Legacy Collection from Hasbro. I think the first version had the wings, or it didn't have the wings. And the second version of Goldar had the wings. I guess here you don't have to choose. You can have him with wings or without. I always kind of remember him more with wings, but I definitely do remember him without them as well. But when I think of Goldar, when I lay in bed at night, when I get ready to go to bed, I close my eyes, I put my head on the pillow, and I think of Goldar like most people do, and I think of him with wings. These wings look really good. You got the peg hole on the back, or the peg on the back that will go in the hole in the back there. But looking really good. No articulation on these wings of any kind or anything like that. But nice black feathers against it. Got the gold color, got the green little jewel. Really, really does look good. Of course, matches the figure as well, so we like what we see there. So we got the wings. We'll have glamour shots with and without wings, of course. Now we dive into old Goldar himself, and like I said, I was very excited for this figure. And it does not disappoint from first look here. I didn't have a lot of the big monsters back in the Bandai days. I had the original Ranger set. I had a few of them, but Goldar was one of the ones I had to have. I had to have Goldar in my collection. Just always thought he was really cool. He's kind of like a monkey type lion, like something out of the Wizard of Oz, like I said earlier, is what he reminds me of. But he's got the hair around his neck there, got the little white points there, looking really nice. Got that blue skin tone color that makes him even creepier. I think if he had like a black skin tone, kind of to match his fur, I don't think he would be as scary. But something about having that blue skin tone just always made him scary against the gold and the black. I don't know, maybe it was just me, I don't know. But looking really good, got the nice fang teeth looking nice. Even got a little gold piece on his chin, the red eyes, got the horns on the helmet. Just looking like a guy ready for battle in his armor. Really like the looks of this one. He's definitely angry. He's always angry. He's always an angry guy. And he gets even angrier with his second head. And I think this is the head I'm probably going to use. He's got the mouth open, the tongue back there, the tongue looking all mean and bad in the pink color. And then you got the big fangs going on, the angry face. Besides that, a lot of the same stuff going on. But choose your own head adventure with Goldar. For me, I think I'm choosing the angry, mean, mad Goldar head. Walking through articulation, you do get side to side, up and down, a lot of movement on this head, a lot more than I assumed we would have. Not a little bit limited by his big shoulder pads, and those shoulder pads do move out of the way a little bit for the arms. So you can't get the arms to go all the way around, but they are a little limited. You kind of have to go off to the side. But looking really nice. You got the single jointed elbows. You got the side to side at the elbow as well. Hands going to be removable, hands side to side, back and forth. Got the hula hoop waist right there, and then you got the lower waist. You got two waist articulations right there. He can do those big old Goldar splits. Of course, he was known for his gymnastic feats. He would wow the crowd, I believe, if I'm correctly remembering that. Single jointed knees, of course, back and forth on the knees like the elbows. Ankles back and forth, up and down. Really good movement on these ankles on this one, too. He's got those big those big toes there for Goldar. Armor throughout, a little bit of red underneath the armor there. Looking really good, but the only time you see the blue is up in the head. You do see a little bit of the fur up top, and then, of course, the fur on the tail. You do have this tail kind of all wrapped up here. Would have been cool to have two different versions of the tail. Have one wrapped up, have one kind of sticking out, but not the end of the game right there. And then, of course, you get the wings kind of hidden back in here, this little piece. These should just pop right off. Yes, they do. So you can pop these off. You can put in the wings if you are so inclined. Just pop these wings in. Yeah, just like so. Very easily popped in there. Thought possibly I might have to heat these up, but what I've seen with this Rangers set, obviously these have been in my house at room temperature, things like that, but I didn't have to heat these up. A lot of people do recommend that. I would still say, hey, it's always a safe bet, but you guys know me. I like first impressions. I think that's one thing I bring in my reviews. There's tons of reviews you can watch, and there's probably a lot better reviews than mine, let's be honest, but at the end of the day, I like first impressions because most reviewers sit there, they open these, they play with them, they have a lot of time with them, things like that. I don't want that. I think that's phony in a lot of ways. I don't know if that's the right word, but I want immediate first reaction. I think that's how you have to be. So I like to open it on the channel, show you, play with it, move it around, do it, give you my first impressions because that's where the excitement is, in first impressions. So I always enjoy that. Not against any other reviewers or anything else, but I think you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. But I really do like this Goldar. I love that that pops right in there. Choose your own adventure. Like I said earlier, I'm going to have to put the wings in. There's no way around that. You got to have Goldar in his wings. He's got to fly away if he needs to be, like a monkey in The Wizard of Oz, something like that. But really good jewels throughout the armor. I forgot to mention that. He's even got some nice sculpting throughout on this one. Just a very, very good figure. And a figure that has a little bit of weight to it. It's not as heavy maybe as it looks, but it's a little bit more weighty than the Rangers, the Putty Patroller, for example. I just really, really do like this one. I like this one a whole lot. I knew I probably would, but I'm happy to report it lives up to my expectations I had for it in the box here for old Goldar. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? And of course, as I always say, use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on the old Mattel stands. Look at that. Fits like a glove. Fits perfectly on there. I'm here for that. How about a little comparisons for Goldar here? Of course, we'll get out the Green Ranger. We'll get out the Yellow Ranger. Put them side by side. Kind of see how he compares. And I love that he's bigger than the Rangers. He should be bigger than the Rangers. Looks really, really cool to have these guys kind of squaring off. Really cool. I like that a whole lot. So that looks good to me. Of course, we did get the Tyrannosaurus Dragon Zord here, or just a Zord, I guess I should say. Looking really good. So, now one thing is here, of course, the Rangers don't really scale with the Zord, as we see right here, of course. But Goldar is one of the things. You could say, okay, my Goldar grew. Rita made him grow. Now he's going to square off. I think this works. To me, this works for size. This isn't so bad. I think you could justify that in your mind, of course, if you wanted to, but you can kind of see the height comparisons there. And then, of course, the final piece of the Rangers Series 1 puzzle here is the Putty Patroller. Once again, about the same size as the Rangers. That works good for me scaling-wise. Goldar should be bigger, and he is. So, quite the lineup right here. I tell you what, the Super 7 Ultimates Power Rangers set, I was a little apprehensive about. I will tell you that. I didn't know what I was going to expect. Of course, I had my time with the Legacy Collection. I sold those. Just recently on the channel, we unboxed the blue and the yellow from the 30th Anniversary Legacy Collection, the deluxe figures, and I gotta say, those really did underwhelm me. They were way too loose in the joints, and you guys know me, I'm a sucker for a big figure. Those are fairly small figures. I think I have one right here. Yeah, here, I got Billy right here, so you can kind of see we can put him in here too. But there's Billy. So a little bit smaller, not as quite as detailed, but heck of a lot more articulation than the Super 7, as I always do say. But to me, that's fine. I am not here. I'm not doing figure photography with my Rangers. I'm not doing crazy playability playing with them. I'm setting them on my shelf and admiring them. I don't need all the bells and whistles. I want the pinless joints. I want to be able to have them just looking respectable on my shelf. And Super 7 does that in spades for me. I like the bigger scale here for my Rangers, and I like the monsters and everything else, and I gotta say, these did not disappoint me. I know some people are probably going to say they didn't like these, whatever, but for me, and you guys know I'm not the world's biggest Power Ranger fan. I would never claim to be it. I know enough to be dangerous. I watched up through the second movie, enjoyed all those episodes. This hits home what I want it to be, and I have to think the majority of people that are buying these are probably in the same boat as me. There is some deep-cut Ranger fans out there that go through the whole 30 years of the series, but we got to be honest, you got to take that step back. That's not everybody, and what Super 7 is marketing to is the core audience, the people of my age bracket, the people that followed along for the first series. This works. This is playing the hits. Yes, the price point's a little bit more expensive. That's just the way it is. And as we always say, you got to vote with your wallet. But for me, voting with my wallet, I like what I see here. I'm very excited about Series 2. I'm here for all the series. I can't wait to complete the team. This really does work for me. There is some things that are a little iffy. Of course, the Green Ranger head wasn't the greatest one of Tommy's heads, but I think with the helmets on, no problems here. And Trini, I enjoyed her head. Aisha, a little bit in the middle, but things like the Putty Patroller, next level. Goldar, next level. The Zord, it's just kind of there. I get why they do that. If I had to put these in order of my favorites, I'm probably going to go least favorite, the Zord. Yes, you heard that right. Ooh, it's tough. It really is tough. I guess I'm going to go Trini there, and then I'm going to go Putty, Green Ranger, Gold Ranger. That's going to be my lineup here. So Goldar, my favorite, down to my least favorite. It's all really close, though. Outside of the Zord, I don't know. The Zord's just, I don't know where it fits there. I guess once we get the rest of them, it'll work a lot better. But from what I see here, Goldar, just absolutely awesome. Big scale, love it. The Green Ranger, you take the faces out. You go helmeted heads here. I love the Green Ranger. He was my favorite Ranger. He's going to come in second. The Putty Patroller with all the different combinations. Can't beat that. Trini, much better than expected, especially in the head sculpt. Aisha head sculpt, not the best. And then you got the Zord. So there it is. There's my quick little recap of Power Rangers Series 1. What say you guys out there in YouTube land? Where do you sit on this collection? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell to get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, Q&As, giveaways, you name it. Check on the old Patreon channel, link in the description below. Your best way to support the channel and all of its content. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Super 7 Ultimates, Series 1, Goldar, and the rest of the wave, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.